Hello friends, today we'll be studying about file operations in Java. For this, we have first imported classes from two packages, java.util and java.io. Classes belonging to util package will help us in taking input from the user. The scanner class belongs to the util package and we have imported it here because we shall be taking input from the user. The name of our class is file operation. While naming a class, one must be careful that name should be meaningful. It doesn't matter to the compiler what the name of the file is, but it matters to us. So one must be careful about it. Public static void main throws IO exception. Throws IO exception. We are adding an exception handling code. This is method level exception handling. We can do block level exception handling with try catch. But for the time being, we are using method level exception. You see, after declaring a variable integer, we have created an object sc. Sc is an object of scanner class. And p is an object of print writer class. And again, we have created an object of xy class, object name xy of file operation. So we have three objects, objects sc of scanner class, object p of print writer class, and object xy of file operation class. After that, we have created a menu. Menu-based program should be written in do-while loop. Well, there is no hard and fast rule for this, but it is much safer because do-while loop, as we know, is an exit control loop. So the condition checking will be at the end of the loop. So what happens? We are displaying the following menu. There are four options. One, to store name and marks. Two, to display all the names and marks. Three, to search a name and display the corresponding marks. Four, to abort a program. And then we are asking the user to enter the choice. Here you will find that we haven't used system.out.print ln. All right. But instead what we have done, just to explain the concept of print writer class, what we have done, we have created an object of print writer class p. And using that, we are invoking the println function. We could have simply written system.out.println. All right. But this is another method of displaying something on the screen. Now we are asking the user to enter the choice. The choice entered by the user will get stored in n. However, how we are collecting that input data from the keyboard? By using the function nextInt, which belongs to the scanner class. sc.nextInt. Using the object of the scanner class sc, we are invoking the function nextInt, which will collect the value which is entered by the user and place it in variable n. Here we have used a false input statement. Now this is a lacuna of scanner class. When multiple inputs are to be taken, then this problem arises in scanner class. The value which is entered by the user, which has been collected in variable n, will decide the next course of action. For example, if the value is 1, then case 1 will be executed. If it is 2, case 2 will be executed. So let us suppose the value is 1. So what will happen? The case 1 will be executed. What is written in case 1? xy.append. Let me indent this one. Indenting has no effect on the logic of the code. You see, unlike Python, Java, C, C++, these are free-form languages. Here, the space doesn't matter. All right, the spacing, all this is immaterial. However, indentation is required for our own benefit. It makes the program more readable, and plus, for examination purpose, it helps the person who corrects the examines the paper. And moreover, it makes the program more sensible for both the examiner and the student. So we are invoking the object. So we are invoking function append with the object xy. Xy belongs to which class? File operation class. Append. So let us see what happens. Let us see what happens when we invoke the function append. Now, what is file operation class? File operation class is our own class. All right. So next int, you see, next int function we have invoked using SC class, but we haven't defined the next int function because scanner is an inbuilt class. So the function itself are predefined in the class itself. But file operation is our own class. So all the function has to be defined by us. So append function. So when the append function is invoked, the program code will be transferred to the append function. Here is our append function. Public void append throws IO exception. All right. Public void append throws IO exception. We are handling the exception. IO exception. Input output exception we are handling. So here are a few variables. One is integer, MAR integer variable, NAM string variable, C is a character variable. Now see what we are doing. File OB is equal to new file names.txt. We are connecting the names.txt file with the object OB. What happens? The names.txt file will open and its base address, that means the address of the first character of that file will get stored in OB. Obviously, such concepts are not in Java, but we can simply say in simpler word, we can say that OB is a reference to name.txt. That means whatever we do with OB object will be done in the find names.txt. However, how does all these things work? Is not the concern of Java programming language. So again, we are creating object PW of the print writer class, and in the constructor of the print writer class, we are passing these two objects. All right, one OB is an object and true is a Boolean parameter. And again, we are creating object P, and in it we are passing these two things. Now, this class was not required, but this object was not required. But since we are invoking the print line function using different form, we are using this object P. All right. Again, we have created as scanner object SC. So we are asking the user to enter the name and marks. Name sc.nextInt we are storing in NAM variable, and marks we are storing in MAR variable. Again, we are giving a false input statement. All right. If we would have taken input using buffer reader class, this problem would not have arisen. But in scanner, these problems arise. All right. We are now printing NAM and MAR on the screen. Not on the screen, pw.printwriter. Now let us see pw. It is an object of which class? It is an object of printwriter class. Printwriter has been associated with which object? With OB object. OB is associated with which files? Name.txt. So pw.println, that means it will print the name and marks which we have taken from the user in that particular file, in names.txt file. Then we are asking whether we want to continue or not. User might give y or n. So the choice of the user, we are storing it in variable C. If the C is capital Y or small y, then what would happen? The whole process will continue. Again, we would enter a name and marks, and that would enter the file. Like this, we can invoke any number of data into the file. And when we don't want to continue, we can give n and terminate this loop. And after that, we are closing both the file. We are closing the file pw.close. All right. After this, the program returns back to the calling location. Break. So the case terminates. Now the whole case is in the do while loop. While n is not equal to 4. Now since n is not equal to 4, the whole thing will come again. Now let us give the second choice. That means press 2 to display all the names and marks. So once we press name 2, what will happen? Display function will be invoked. Let us see the code of display function. Display function, here is the display function. Display function, again, we are using the print writer class because we want to display the output in a different manner. Again, we are creating an object OB and linking it with names.txt. SC is an object of scanner class. And here you see, instead of linking system.in, that means instead of linking the console, we are linking the object OB with scanner object. That means names.txt is now linked with the SC object. So what happens? Now we are printing these two things. First we display on the screen, while SC has next. Now SC means what? Now SC is this object of scanner class, but scanner class is not linked with the keyboard. So SC.has next will take data not from the keyboard, rather it will check data from the file. Which file? Names.txt. If names.txt has data, then what will happen? That data will be printed. p.println sc.nextLine. Then the whole data will get printed. All right. So this process continues until all the data present in the file is printed. And when all the data completes, then the loop will terminate, and after that we are closing the file. Again, the program will return to the calling location. Next, the case is terminates now. Case break statement will execute and case will terminate. Next, we'll be invoking the case 3, search operation. Search operation, it will search a particular element in the file. So when the search function is invoked, the program will be transferred here. Here we have created two string variables, key and found of string data type, and m is an integer variable. Like in the previous function, we are creating an object p of print writer class, which we shall use for displaying on the screen. Again, we are linking the file OB. We are linking the object OB of file class with the scanner object. And the file object is linked with the file name, with the file names.txt. And again, we are creating a scanner class SSC. We are creating an object of scanner class SCC, and that is linked with the keyboard. So enter the names to be searched. We are asking the user to enter name from the search. Now, this name we have to take from the keyboard. So we shall use the second object scc.nextInt. So we are taking input from the second object and storing it in variable key. All right. After that, we are checking while SC has next data. That means while SC has next data, that means loop will continue till the file has the data. SC.next. That means SC is associated with the file. All right. We are gathering the first file, first data, and storing it in found. That means the name, first name is stored in found variable, and the first role is in m variable. And we are comparing now. If found equals ignored case key. Key is the search name. All right, key. In the key, we have the name to be searched. We are comparing the names which has to be searched with the first data of the file. If it is found, we will print successful and we will print the corresponding name and marks. If not, the whole process will continue. Again, the next data will be picked, and again, next data will be picked. First, it is checking whether there is next data. If there is next data, then that next data is picked, and name is placed in found, and marks is placed in m. Again, it is compared with the key value. If it matches the key value, it will be printed and program will stop. If not, the whole process will continue. So either there are two possibilities. Either data is found, in that case, what will happen? This will be that particular name and marks will be printed and program will terminate. Or if it is not found, search unsuccessful will be printed and program will close. And the function will end. Finally, we come to the last, choice 4. Once we give choice 4, what happens? This thank you aborted so and so will be printed. A break statement will take place and the do while loop will terminate because it will execute as long as n is not equal to 4. Once it is 4, it will terminate. Default, as we know that if somehow we give a wrong choice, then this particular statement will be printed. Okay. So we come to the end of the program. Now this is not in the ICSE syllabus, but it is in the ISC syllabus. All right. So students of ISC will find this interesting. All right. Thank you.